Hello, colleagues. It's unplanned intervention me to the YouTube live, and I want to discuss with you the situation in Kursk region and the general situation about the Ukrainian invasion to Kursk region, about the goals, reasons, and of course, consequences of this intervention. I think it will be very interesting because I see and I've read a lot of thoughts on different international mass media on this topic, but I think the most part of it's far away from the real situation, real goals in this military operation from Ukrainian military forces. So let's start to see the general situation. I want to show you. I want to show you the general map. Something not this. I want to show you the map of this operation, general map. Maybe I will add it to our chat, or I'll try to show it in the live because I'm not. I'll try to show this map. This is a map of Ukraine, and this gray line, this is the borders, internationally recognized borders of Ukraine. And the red painted part of Ukraine, this is a border between Ukraine and Russia, for example. And red part of this of Ukraine, it's a part of occupied by Russian forces starting from the beginning of the war. Nowadays, Russia occupied near 18% of Ukrainian entire territory, and it's near the 110 square kilometers of Ukrainian territory. This is the general situation. This is all the line of border between Ukraine and Russia. This is all line of the border, and this is border of Belarus, and between Belarus and Ukraine, and so on. And this is the part of Ukrainian military operation in Kursk region, which is going on right now. And due to Ukrainian official reports, nowadays Ukraine controls in this region near 1,000 square kilometers of territory. This is blue painted part. This is territory, internationally recognized territory of Russia, which now is under the control of Ukrainian military forces, who made a strike a few days ago to the territory, who made a very intensive strike, very intensive military offensive operation. Due to their official Russian resources, Ukraine controls near 500 square kilometers. But now Ukrainian forces noticed even near this city Lvov, and much deeper in this territory than Russian sources are talking about. So we can say that in general, maybe Ukraine controls the territory, something like this. And moreover, yesterday Ukraine achieved the first city in this territory, a city Sudzha. It's not a big city, it's only 5,000 citizens there, but it's the first city which was taken by Ukrainian forces. This is general situation. Somewhere here, This is a Russian nuclear power station, Kursk nuclear power station. Here is the center of Russian province, the city Kursk. And the Ukrainian operation still is going on, and the area of Ukrainian control is growing up day by day. This is the general situation. I'll try to show you less map. Of course, when we are talking about the territorial control, there is not a significant risk for Russian Federation, because Russian Federation is huge. But I think there was no goal from Ukrainian side only to control for the territory. The main goal of Ukrainian forces in there was quite different. The first main goal of Ukrainian forces and Ukrainian political commander in this situation was to prepare some kind of game changer in this situation, to change the negative political and military trend which was formed during last 6 or maybe even 10 months. This negative political trend consisted from few parts. The first part, of course, is public opinion in Ukraine, which became much more pessimistic in comparing the previous time. In comparing the time when Ukrainian offensive operation in the south of Ukraine was done previous year. Last year, Russian forces had a big advantage in Ukrainian territories. They occupied near 1,000 square kilometers. They obtained such cities like Avdiivka, and so Ukrainian public opinion also changed a lot. More than half Ukrainians now were standing for peace resolution. Some part of this public opinion was standing for freezing the conflict, but more than 30% of Ukrainians were standing for the peace communication, peace negotiation with Russia, and even for some kind of compromise. In general, more than 60% of Ukrainians now for the end of the war. It doesn't mean that all Ukrainians are ready for the compromises for Russia with Russian Federation for the end of this war. So, of course, this internal public opinion may make a big influence for the president, for the government in Ukraine. It's a very huge, very hard influence. And the second part of this negative, pessimistic trend was, of course, the general military economical situation, which was worsening all this time. The third part of this pessimistic trend was a Western evaluation of the situation in Ukraine. Last month we saw a lot of negative publications, or a lot of negative estimations on different levels in the West, and these estimations lead Ukraine to the lowering of support, political support, military support, and of course economical support. Moreover, there is a significant risk then that after the changing of administration in the United States, after the presidential elections, this negative, pessimistic general trend will lead Ukraine to the very bad negotiation position, and will lead to the situation when Ukraine will be pushed to the negotiation and compromises with Russia, or the level of support for Ukraine will be lowering. So all this negative, pessimistic trend, Ukraine tried to change by this offensive operation in Kursk region. And of course, Ukraine could use these resources, additional resources, military resources, to the offensive operation in Donbass. But even Ukrainian success in an offensive operation in Donbass couldn't change any general situation. But this offensive operation in Kursk region at least changing the evaluation, estimation of this situation, and gives Ukraine for the much better negotiation position in the future. Of course, if this operation will achieve a success. And the second reason for this operation it's also the second reasons for this operation is also the military economical reasons. It's an attempt to strengthen, to broke Russian resources. It's an attempt also to make a maximum economical damage for Russian Federation. It's an attempt to push Russia to take military resources from Donbass and South Front to defense for Kursk region. There are a lot of reasons. But in any case, the first reasons it's an attempt to change this negative, pessimistic trend. And of course, it's very talented attempt, very asymmetric attempt, and very bright approach in this war, which was extremely unweighted from Russian side also. But of course, it's also a very risky approach, because if Ukraine will not be succeeded in keeping these territories till the end of the American presidential elections, or even Russia will be able to kick Ukrainian forces off these territories in the few weeks, it leads Ukraine to the situation when a huge military reserves and resources were spent and without any real political and military result, and it will lead Ukraine to the situation of worsening general position of Ukraine in this war. So the main goal for Ukraine this operation to keep Ukrainian territories as much as it possible. For the best scenario, to keep these territories for till the end of United States presidential elections. Also, this situation, this offensive operation is helping American partners of Ukraine, Democrats in the United States, to show the better result of their international policy on Ukrainian case during the elections. In simple words, it helps Kamala Harris to win this election also. So Ukraine will try to keep these territories till the end of United States presidential elections. Otherwise, Russia will try to elaborate these territories as fast as it possible. So now we have in Ukraine the time of the antagonistic offensive operation, when Ukraine and Russia, both sides, will try to continue offensive operation at the same time on different lines, different parts of this battlefield lines. If Ukraine will be successful in keeping this territory, it means negotiation positions of Russian Federation after the presidential election in the United States, which will be much worse. And this is also the Ukrainian goals in this situation. Of course, Putin and Russia is preparing a revenge operation for Ukraine. there are a lot of talks what it could be. Maybe it will be a massive rocket strike on the Ukrainian energy system, especially the distribution system near Ukrainian power plants. Maybe it will be a very concentrated strike on Ukrainian government quarter, and maybe Russia will try to reopen a new front line on the Ukrainian-Belarusian border, or in the south of Ukraine on Zaporizhia direction. But in any case, Ukraine is still waiting what will be the Russian answer, what will be the Russian revenge in this situation. In general, this situation shown us how weak is Russian government in any case, and it stands again question about the strength and the power of Russian state in general, because of course this Ukrainian successful intervention to the Russian lands leads Russian political system to the new internal conflicts. I'm talking about the conflicts about the patriotic part and Kremlin part of Russian government, and I'm talking about the conflict between the military, the force agencies inside of Russian government, about the Special Investigation Service, about the headquarters of the Ministry of Defense, and so on. Because Russian ultra-patriotic publics in Telegram and different platforms, they wrote a lot of panic messages, and they claimed on this disadvantage, they claimed on this defeat of Russian forces in Kursk region. They claimed the headquarters of Russian military forces, Gerasimov and his team. So it grew up again, the lines of conflict, lines of tensions inside of Russian government, between the different towers of Kremlin and between the different forces of Russia. But it was also a collateral result, consequences of this Ukrainian offensive operation in Kursk region. The main goal is to change the trend, the pessimistic trend, to make a game changer in general situation around of Ukraine. It's very risky strategy, but maybe it's only chance for Ukraine to change the real strategic situation around Ukraine, in the situation when Russia has a big advantage on resources, soldiers, and so on in the face of Ukraine. So the next 2-4 weeks will be extremely important for the consequences and results for this operation. If Ukraine will be able to keep these territories during the next 4-8 weeks, it will mean the success for Ukrainian goals and Ukrainian operation. But if Russian forces will be able to kick Ukrainian army off from the territories, it leads to the general worsening, the general situation in the battlefield for Ukrainian forces, because we lost a lot of reserves, a lot of resources for this operation in Kursk region. Friends, if you have questions, please stand them down in our live show. It's unpredicted and unplanned, my intervention. I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts of this situation. If you are talking about the evaluation, this intervention in between the Western allies of Ukraine, it looks like they were informed about this planning situation, but at the same time they are trying to keep the distance to this situation. They are trying to avoid the Russian claims of Western participation on this intervention. So they support this. It gives them additional and very important argument of growing up the military spendings and different types of support for Ukraine. It helps Kamala Harris and Democratic office to fight in American presidential elections. But at the same time, they're trying to be far away as much as possible in political sphere from this intervention, because now situation now we are talking about the international recognized part of Russian lands of Russian states. Thank you, friends, for watching this video. Please write down your question. Don't forget to subscribe for this channel. I will try to keep you informed about all this general situation for a few in the further days. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.